Well, hello there. I'm Ferocia Knight from Coach Training World, and I wanted to give you a definition and hopefully a clarified understanding of what whole person coaching is and what makes us distinct from other modalities. So the first thing I want to talk about is really what a whole person coach does with their clients. And that is they really help them to really uncover or rediscover who they truly are so that they come to truly know who they are on the inside and the outside. And what I'm talking about is what's really most meaningful to them and, connecting to their thoughts, their deep feelings, their desires, their dreams, the things that hold them back, and really coming to know themselves really intimately on their own terms. And so what happens a lot of times is when people work with a whole person coach, they rediscover some of their deepest talents, passions, secrets. They also realize how much of themselves they've put away. Maybe life has made it such that, those skills, those talents, those parts of their personality weren't really acceptable in the workplace or in a particular relationship. And they really want to reclaim themselves. So that's the first thing that a whole person coach really focuses on helping their clients with, and exactly what we teach you to be able to facilitate with your clients. And of course, bringing your whole personality to their table as well. Secondarily, a whole person coach really helps someone to embrace their wholeness and really start to, I think about it, it's much more than self-love, but it's almost unconditional self-love. To love the parts of themselves that maybe, didn't show up in the right way. Maybe they said the wrong thing or were a little bit embarrassed and felt humiliated. Maybe someone felt a little bit shameful or guilty, and so we kind of damped down parts of our personalities. I'll give a personal example. When I was a kid, I was pretty big in my personality, even though I'm quite an introvert. And interestingly enough, when I feel safe, I'll express myself more fully when I don't feel safe. And as a child, I grew up in a family where things were really wanted to be safe and sound and in a box and normal and easy. And sometimes my character would be reflected back as, could you please be a little quieter, tone it down? There's other people in the room. Perhaps you've heard similar messages in yourself or people that you've worked with or as well. Well, as a whole person coach, what we do is we take some of that inner dialogue that keeps us small, keeps us invisible, and we give it a new purpose. We embrace it, and we really start to create a new choir inside of our head, or a new inner dialogue that really is much more personally supportive, important, I should say, empowering, and allows us to feel valued, or I like to think about our treasured self. So our clients feel treasured, they feel whole, they feel comfortable, they feel confident, they feel easy and peaceful being who they are. And as a result, the next piece of the job of a whole person coach, which is to really help someone to facilitate their dreams, to step into their wholeness and make big changes or little changes in their life, it becomes so much easier because that person really knows who they are. They really embrace their skills, the depth of their dimensions, and the pieces where maybe they feel a little conflicted about, maybe those parts that aren't safe to shine for whatever reason. And on this solid foundation, they can fully embrace who they are and bring their self out to life. And so why I say this is a lot of people come into whole person coaching because they want to become lifestyle and wellness coaches. Others want to become addiction type coaches, helping people with recovery and reinventing their life. Other people are coming after going through a deep transition, like a divorce or the loss of a loved one, and they want to help other people reinvent or restore their life. We get yogis, doctors, dentists, teachers, everyday people, mothers and fathers and parents who recognize that when a person really comes to know themselves and really cherishes their wholeness, then they're really in this optimal place to really step into their life, being who they are, being at their best, and doing what they love the most. So I bring that up because a lot of people are looking for, I want to become a life coach. I want to become a wellness coach. I want to become an executive coach. And what I find is most of our students come here because of the methodology and its flexibility to work with a wide variety of people in a wide variety of situations and context, whether it's in corporate or personal or in small business or things like that, but also because you are the most key part of the transformation. By bringing yourself into this greatness, really getting to know yourself, know your gifts, your talents, where you hold yourself back, that allows you to express yourself in the fullest potential way, according to you and your terms. I like to think on your own terms, but that also makes you a magnet for others. And that's really important when it comes to making change, because other people look to people that they're inspired by. And they're magnetized by people who have done the work or are consciously continuing to do the work, which is, I think, how we're all built. We're always learning. So I would love, love, love to hear your questions, reactions, reflections in the little comments box below. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to talk a little bit more about kind of the distinctions between therapy, coaching, and consulting, and the broad spectrum that you can work in as a whole person coach. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah! Bye-bye.